Hello, everybody. Bandicoot Commando 95 here, and welcome to my brand new Let's Play of Tomb Raider. Let me just rotate it so it doesn't go into demo mode. Tomb Raider was a game that came out way back in 1996, and it was considered very popular, very revolutionary for 3D gaming. It it did a lot of things for the 3D gaming world. It opened up the idea. It opened up the idea of how to do like a 3D, a wide open kind of level kind of thing, like do wide open levels to explore around in and stuff like that. It also played with the idea of how you can make a very strong female character and be playable for guys and ladies to relate to. So yeah, Tomb Raider 1. Now, before we get fully started on everything, I need to clarify, as you saw with the beginning there, with the copyright screen and all those companies and all of that, this is not the original OG Tomb Raider. Although I'm still gonna use like the first game's, I'm still gonna use the OG cover though for the thumbnail. This is the remaster that came out back in when was it? Came out last year, yeah, 2024. But yeah, this remaster has a lot of things in it and a lot of uh, benefits compared to the console versions. But let me get to that part on what you can get this on. At least the original Tomb Raider, you can either play it on the OG PlayStation or Sega Saturn, or you can play it on PC. It was also briefly available on mobile phone on iOS and Android, but I wouldn't recommend those. It was also even on the Engage and Pocket PC, but again, wouldn't really recommend those. For the PC version though, I believe it is strictly DOS. If you have like the original physical game, it was a DOS game, not a Windows game. But I do believe you could still play it on Windows. But man, there's a lot I need to do because Discord is giving me messages here. But yeah, that's for the original games though. The remaster here, however, is different. You can either play the remaster on PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, Xbox X or S, or the Nintendo Switch. I don't know, well, I say I don't know, but I'm going to assume the game is also compatible with Switch 2 because the Switch 2 is out now. But there are many differences between this sort of thing, at least with the nicities and such like that. Now, because this is the remaster version, you can switch between the graphic modes. You can either play with the original game graphics or with the remaster render, but I'm going to stick with the remaster render, but I'll occasionally switch to the old render if I want to show something off, like if there's a detail with like, oh, this is what it looked like in the original graphics. Just to give an idea sort of thing. Is there anything else I need to say? Well, there's extras here, but some additional extras will only be available once we beat the game. Yes, there are subtitles. This is only exclusive to the remaster, but I'll keep the subtitles on. All the controls here that you can play with the remaster, but I'm going to keep it as is. You don't have to play with the tank controls. You can do modern controls if you wish. But I'm going to stick with tank controls because that's how I know the game. So, the thing is with the game here, with it being the remaster, is you can switch between the menus. This is the first game's menu. If I were to go down, it will go to the second game and then the third game. But we're not going to focus on the second or third game. At least, not until a later point. If you were playing the original game, before you come to the menu here, you would get an opening movie cutscene thing. But to do that for the remaster here, you have to start a new game proper. But let's go here. This is Lara's home. It's like a tutorial level. You can switch the renders.
Welcome to my home. I'll take you on a guided tour.
Thank you, Lara. I was going to say, you can switch the renders during cutscenes and loading screens if you wish. But yeah, this is Lara's home. A fact I will say is that the remaster version runs on the PC build. So the PC build has different things than what the console version back then offered. So, the way that the game is that it runs on a block system. Like you can see the lines on the tiles here. This is a revolutionary thing. And if you're a skilled enough Tomb Raider player, or if you know how this block tile system works, it's a lot easy to pick up on and understand. But let's get going. Also, thing you should know is that music will not. There's no music in the. Well, I mean, there is music in this game, but music only plays incidentally during certain moments. So, for the most part, this is only going to be silence and with me occasionally talking.
Okay, let's do some tumbling. Press the jump button.
On the PlayStation here, your jump button is the square button, and it works just fine for me. Now, again with the tile system and how Lara's jumps work, if you're not moving, Lara will just do a singular jump. She does inch slowly forwards though as she jumps. So, if you need to be a little precise to grab a ledge, either because, you're not close enough to it, you can slowly inch yourself forward with jumping. To do a proper jump, though, you gotta hold the directional button right as you're about to jump. So, a forward jump, back flip, and side flips. Some puzzles and obstacles require you to time your jumps carefully. So, understand how this works. You can also kind of rotate as you're jumping. Well, if you're jumping forward, that is. Not when you're back flipping or side flipping. Running jumps are also important to get through big gaps, so keep that in mind. Other than that, she mentioned tumbling. The circle button is what allows you to do a roll. It not only allows you to dodge enemy attacks, but it gives you a quick 180. So if you need to quickly turn around, just hit the circle button. This was a common thing in some games with tank controls where if you needed it to turn around quickly, a quick tap of the button. Let's get moving.
Ah, the main hall. Sorry about the crates. I'm having some things put into storage and the delivery people haven't been yet.
That's fine, Lara. One of these paintings. Oh yeah, it's less detailed obviously in the remastered, but there's a painting unless it's in one of the later games. Unless it was only in 2 or 3 that did the Easter egg. Huh, it's a nice painting. If you're familiar with art, you probably will know some of these famous paintings. All right, let's get downstairs. Lara should teach us how to do a mechanic, but I'm going to be teaching it as well. Oh, for starters, you might recognize what this thing is. It's the one and only Ark of the Covenant. Here's what it looks like in the original. Oh, she's not gonna talk about it? Okay, well, So, with the way the blocks are and obstacles are with these crates, you'll have to vault over them. To vault over an object, get near it, and then while pressing forward, press your action button, the X button in this case, and Lara will vault over the object. Depending on how tall the object is, like this crate here, Lara will do a small hop to reach the ledge to climb on it. If you're near a ledge, if you want to get up, that's the highest Lara will reach. If you can reach a ledge, and if you don't want to jump, if you don't want to press the jump button and then hold the action button, just get up near the wall where the ledge is and then hold X, and she'll pull herself up. Pretty simple.
This used to be the ballroom, but I've converted it into my own personal gym. What do you think? Well, let's do some exercises.
That's nice. Before we do exercises, another quick thing with controls. You might notice me doing this. I don't think Lara will explain how you do this, but this is basically to look around, especially if you want to get a better look at things and survey your surroundings. To do that, you press the L1 button, or whatever the button is assigned for your controller. Now, let's get going.
I don't actually run everywhere. When I want to be careful, I walk. Hold down the walk button and walk to the white line.
To walk, hold the walk button, which is the R1 button for me. As long as you hold the button down, Lara will
With the
walk.
walk button down, I won't fall off even if you try to make me. Go on, try it.
This is important and crucial to jumping. Sometime, in order to jump, you need to get near the very ledge of it. So, if you got to be precise, you got to walk and get near the ledge. And it's handy too. That way, again, you can survey your you can survey your surroundings and make sure that you don't step off. Also, I did a sidestep there. If you hold R1 and then press either left or right, Lara will sidestep a bit. Again, if you want to line up your jumps to be precise. So, like so. Well, she's not going to talk about this. So this is how you do a running jump. To do a running jump, run right when you get near the line. If you run and then press the jump right as she's reaching near the edge of the block or whatever, she'll then take a leap.
If I do a running jump, I can make a jump like that, no problem.
This one, I think, oh no, it doesn't require a ledge. So remember, to do running jumps, I mean, you have to gauge, and you really have to gauge, as like, you can see certain spaces like this and be like, oh yeah, I can make that jump, but sometimes you might not be able to make that jump. So you got to be careful when gauging your jumps. If you can calculate it, one, two, three, that was roughly that was roughly 2 blocks I leapt over.
Right, this is a really big one. So do a running jump exactly as before, except while I'm in the air, press and hold the action button to make me grab the ledge.
Okay,
Nice.
like so. When you leap and do that, well, you can't do it from a standing jump like that. But when you do that, Lara will stretch out, and as long as you keep the action button held, if she can reach a ledge, she'll grab onto it. That said, though, if you can't hold it out forever, if the jump goes on for too long and gravity kicks in, she'll then break out of her grabbing pose, and then start falling. And gravity is not a very nice mistress, I've heard. It also slightly extends her body a bit. This teaches you about shimmying. So just simply shimmy by grabbing a ledge and then pressing left or right. Once you've got a big enough space, you can pull yourself up. Yes, even though Lara could technically crawl under all of that, she can't do that. In this game, at least, she can't do that. Another thing you need to learn is when it comes to ledges and such. I mentioned how gravity is not a very forgiving mistress. So if you want to get down carefully without damaging yourself, take a step back and then immediately grab the ledge and then let go. You should be able to gauge and calculate how much damage you'll take. Just know the higher you are, the more damage you'll take from your fall. And well, you'll know if you're going to die instantly from a fall if Lara begins to scream while falling. Just keep that detail in mind.
Let's go for a swim.
Swimming. Oh, there's no diving? I thought there was a diving board here. Yeah, the water looks nice. All right. Now, while you're underwater, if you want to move forward, hold the square button or your jump button to propel yourself forward. And then use the D-pad or whatever to move around freely. While you're underwater, you can press the circle button to still turn around. Okay, there's no slow swimming, but if for whatever reason you hold R1 while swimming, you'll be locked in and you can't turn or anything. Well, you could still move up or down, but you can't turn. I wouldn't recommend it. Also, you will find objects underwater and switches. Just get near them and press the action button in order to pick them up or interact with them. Watch your oxygen meter. As it gets low, it'll start flashing like that, and if it gets empty, it will drain your health bar. It won't kill you. It won't kill you, but if you let your health bar get drained and die, yeah, you will die. But if you're on the surface of water, if it's deep water, that is, just press the D-pad to have Lara stroke and wait around, and press the jump button to dive underwater. So, and once, if you want to get out of the water, just simply get near the edge of the water and pull yourself up.
Right. Now I'd better take off these wet clothes.
Aw, we missed the fun part. She was going to take off those clothes. Now, that took a little longer than I wanted it to, but we're not going to end it just yet. But before we do anything else, I need to pause and take care of something, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, people. I just had to use the bathroom there. Let's, I mean, I won't be able to start proper. Don't mind these. This was my actual playthrough I did. The number represents how many times you saved. So in total, really, I saved 89 times in all of Tomb Raider 1. Anyway, let's start proper. Oh, I'm on load game. Hold on. Here we are, new game. So, a little spoilers really, but I'll briefly explain. When you beat the game, you can do New Game Plus, but I'll explain New Game Plus later. And unfinished business, well, that's another thing I'll have to explain later. But for now, a new game. Los Alamos, New Mexico. New Mexico. I won't talk much during most of these cutscenes, but if I have to, I will. But for now, something has been discovered and unearthed. Something ancient. And possibly evil. The Imperial Hotel, Calcutta, present day. Technically,
What's a man
1996.
got to do to get that kind of attention from you?
It's hard to say exactly, but you seem to be doing fine.
Well, great. Though truth is, it ain't me that wants you.
Oh?
No, Miss Jacqueline Natla does, from Natla Technologies. You know, creator of all things bright and beautiful.
Seal it, Larson.
Ma'am.
Feast your eyes on this, Lara. How does that make your wallet rumble?
I'm sorry. I only play for sport.
Then you'll like a big park. Peru, vast mountain ranges to cover, sheer walls of ice, rocky crags, savage winds, and there's this little trinket. An age-old artifact of mystical powers buried in the unfound tomb of Qualapec. That's my interest. You could leave tomorrow. Are you busy tomorrow?
This cutscene is when you start a new game proper. The previous one is when you boot up the game. But here we are. The mountains of Peru. The Andes Mountains, I'm assuming. It's crazy that this guy is fully coated and all she has is just a little shawl. Cloak shawl thing. She is a Tomb Raider. She knows what she's doing. Very polygonal 1996 wolves. Too late. They got to him. This is where the fun and the danger really begin. Unfortunately, though, I'm going to have to stop here because this is going on longer than it should. So, but I will say, when you pause the game, you have to open your inventory. I mean, there was a proper pause function with pause buttons on the consoles, but that's not available here because all that does is changes the render. So, but to open your inventory, depending on which version you're playing, you press, if it's on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, you use the select button. Otherwise, you use whatever equivalent buttons you need for the other versions. For here, for the remaster, you just use the touch screen, or whatever the buttons you need to press in regards for the Xbox and Switch versions. So, your inventory and such. Here you have your weapons, the pistols. You don't have to select them strictly from the inventory to pull them out. That's what a special button for it is for. Then you have your compass. Your compass, yeah, it tells you this stuff. It tells you how much time you have taken, secrets, we'll get to that in the next one. Any items you pick up, how many creatures, enemies you've killed, how much ammo you've used, and how many hits you have actually landed. Medipacks, your health, how much medipacks you've used, and the distance you've traveled. The compass serves another purpose. It can actually tell you which way to go. So it's telling me to head south, which is the direction I'm facing. Here is your options. This is where if you want to either load a game or save a game, or to go back to the main menu. If you die, you have the option to restart the level, but that's only if you die. The controls, which I briefly went over. Obviously, it's here. You can map different controls if you wish. Yeah, this is regarding I don't know about secondary, but this is regarding controls in the later games because again, remaster to action. Action indicators is that if you come near pickups or levers or whatever, it'll have a little icon to let you know like, hey, this can be picked up or interacted with. I'll keep that on though. Vibration, it's pretty obvious. I don't know what dead zone stands for, but I'm just going to keep it as that. Inversion, you know what invertive is. Sensitivity, I believe, regards to either how quick you scroll through the menu, or it has to do with how quick Lara responds to movement and stuff. Sound options, it's there. You can change the language and the subtitles. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, just 20 different language options. Let's see. And of course, outfits. So you can, yeah, because I beat the game, I can actually change my outfit. This is for the later games. And because I've bloody classic, well, you can also turn on and on the sunglasses, but it says there though, it's only available once you've beaten the game once. And because I've already beaten the game, yeah. Anyway, that's enough talking. I'm going to have to end it here though. So that will do for this episode of Tomb Raider. I know that we didn't get to do anything proper, but don't worry. Episode 2, we will get through this level. Hope you'll all enjoy this. Tomb Raider was a game that I've considered doing for quite a long time, but I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to go about it. Like, I I can't really say I'm not the best Tomb Raider player, but I will do everything in my power to show everything off that I can show off. Anyway, that is it, and I will see you guys next time.